We're on.
All right, risotto. We're going to make risotto with peas and grilled chicken strips. It's sort of the lazy man's risotto, which is sort of a contradiction in terms because, for the most part, risotto you have to pay constant attention to, but it's really, really easy. So don't get scared by that. We're chopping up an onion here. No big deal. Little pieces because it's going to be in the it's going to be in there with the rice. So you don't want to chomp into a big piece of onion. Just sort of hide it in there. So a small onion. Little technique here, which is very easy, which you can take a look at. James, you want to come up?
Sure.
I didn't get it. But slice along the sides. I'm sorry, I shouldn't down the sides. Straight down with the onion in pieces like this. And you see, I don't have great knife work myself. It's not like a cooking show or anything like that. But you get all the way down in there after you've cut the onion in half. Then you just come on the side and carefully chop into the side here. So you've not gone all the way through to the edge, and you're basically keeping the onion together, but it's sort of diced, and then all you have to do is cut right down, and it's already in these wonderful little pieces. And when you get to the end there, you kind of flip it over, and you can go this way, and it's sort of just that simple. So, now again, with risotto, you do have to pay constant attention to it, but it's really, really easy. All you have to do is stir it. That might be too much onion anyway, so what we're going to do, put some extra virgin olive oil in a pan here. Again, there's no science to this, which is why it's so easy, which is why I do this instead of baking, because you just sort of eyeball it. We're going to make a whole bunch of rice.
What do you have cooking on over there?
Actually, this is a good question, James. This is chicken stock. Low sodium chicken stock. We're going to make it warm. Just part of cooking risotto. Start with warm stock. 1 box. Low sodium because we want to control how much salt we put this in ourselves rather than being subject to the cooking companies, which is kind of crazy because there's so much salt in that. If you look at it, you get like half your daily allowance of salt in a serving of chicken broth, which really shouldn't be. We're going to make a whole lot here, so what the heck. That looks good, right?
That's great.
What we're going to do is sweat these out. We're going to cook them until they're translucent. Very, very easy to do. We've got high heat to start with. We're going to cool that off in a little bit. We're always going to season every layer. Salt and pepper. Salt also I don't even know if that's a word. Drags the water, or draws the water is what I was trying to say, out of vegetables, out of anything. You put salt on something, it dries it out. Gets the water out of it. So that is what we're going to do here. This is a gray sea salt, also Trader Joe's. Super cheap, super affordable. Little into the hand, not too much. Just get it going there. Clean hands, of course, James. And they're starting to fry away, which is exactly what we're looking for. Now this is the main tool in cooking risotto, and it's going to be your best friend because you're going to be sitting here stirring like this the whole time.
Uh-huh.
So it's a great thing to do when you're going to have some people over, like a really casual dinner party, and you just want to have a glass of wine and talk to them, and you can give them something to eat or something along those lines. And you'll be in good shape. So these are just going to cook up, and let me show you what else we're going to do. Again, this is sort of the cheater's, meal here tonight. We've got these frozen peas, which I have out thawing, so we're just going to throw these in at the end. Nothing special, just, $1.79 peas. The chicken broth I already showed you. Grated parmesan, sort of cheated again. This is pre-grated parmesan. Normally you wouldn't want to do that, you want to grate your own, but what do we care? We're just doing a Tuesday night dinner. Also, just grilled chicken strips. There's salt and pepper, and that's it on these. From Trader Joe's, they're so good, they're pre-cooked. At the end, we're just going to heat these up and throw them in.
They're ready to go.
So we'll be in good shape there. What else can I tell you about risotto? The strategy, again, is going to be to get these, and they're already starting to brown up a little and become translucent. Right before your eyes, you can see that, which is great. The strategy is going to be to put the rice in, and again, it's sort of foolproof because we're going to put as much in as we think we want, and it will sort of tell us when it's ready, and we'll be able to taste that. We're going to put in ladles of warm broth, and every time you do that, you just stir it until the liquid is all gone, and then you add more liquid, and that's it. And usually it takes about 20 or 25 minutes. Again, it sounds like a long time, but at the end of the day, to cook a meal, chop an onion, and be on the plate with it in 30 minutes or 35 minutes is really not that big of a deal.
Great. We're at 5 minutes right now.
Alright, well I think we might have to do 2 parts because we're not going to get all the way there. But these are pretty much as I would want them. They're getting translucent, they're getting a little brown, maybe it's a little warm. So these guys are kind of popping here. And you can see that. You can see it. They're just a little bit warm maybe. So we'll turn that down. Always a good thing to, before you put the liquid on the risotto, it's always a good thing to actually fry the risotto a bit. It sort of toasts it up, gives it a good nutty flavor, and you'll be able to sort of taste a little bit of that as you go. So again, it's completely idiot-proof. You're just throwing it in there. Okay, well, I'm going to get about twice as much rice out of that. I'm feeding 2 people, and we're hoping to have leftovers, so I'm using half a bag of Trader Joe's rice. I've got 1 box of the Progresso stock, keeping warm, and I can take the top off of this. I'm not going to lose too much, and just keep that on low. So I'm going to toast this up, and again, if this is too fancy for you to do, which I'm sure it shouldn't be, just stir it with your spoon, you know. We're going to get a little bit more heat under this because that's going to bring the temperature down on the, the metal, because you just put something that's at normal
cold
temperature
right
in there. And that's sort of it. I'm going to give it just a little bit more olive oil. Good thing to remember about olive oil, it is good fat, kind of like an avocado or, I don't know, omega-3 fatty acids. So you can be fairly liberal with olive oil and not feel too guilty about it. It's pretty good for you. We're going to let this go, and we're just going to start ladling the soup into, the chicken stock, I should say, in there. And that's it. We'll come back, maybe see you again in 20 minutes, and show you how to finish it up.
All right.
All righty.